Where do I begin? At the start of this vlog, if you will, I'm 29 right now, and by the end of the video, I'll be 30. That's kind of. I know most people say that that feels weird, or that's a scary thought, or a um, like confusing time, right? Death of your 20s and all of that. But the same way when I was 19, turning 20, I didn't feel anything. In that same vein, I'm 29, turning 30, and I don't feel like anything really. Let's talk about it. But first, let's get a snack. So I got a snack, and it's one of those things where I only film reaction videos for TikTok on food reviews and stuff. But I figure for this video, it's special because I'm vlogging. And the last vlog I did with the video at the tournament that I went to, I reacted to the orange flavored Mountain Dew, and that was fantastic. So I figured, why not do it again here? And for the first time ever for the camera, this is the last one in the lineup with the Calpico Lychee. I've been putting this off. I have one in my fridge still for a couple of months now, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but might as well get it done at least before this new year, right? Before the new year, before I turn 30. Might as well get one of the things I wanted to do this year out of the way. So here is my official review of Calpico Lychee flavor. People are looking at me weird right now at the mall. I'm not gonna lie. I have gotten a few looks, people stopping, looking at the camera and the setup and whatnot. So I'm trying to keep this fast. Yes, so food review. So drink review of Calpico Lychee. I'll be honest, guys, it tastes exactly what you would think like. If you've ever had a lychee candy before, if you've ever had a lychee anything, it's fantastic, by the way. I'll have to do a later follow-up, maybe in the vlog or another day, of where I rank all the flavors, because this is actually really good, this lychee flavor. I thought it would be kind of a letdown, to be honest. It's good, though. So, yeah, is it better than the mango one? No. Is it better than strawberry? Maybe. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. I'll have to do another review. I haven't had it in a while. The other snack I got. It's so I wanted to do a review of this thing I never had before. That's why I chose lychee, right? I've been meaning to do it for a couple of years, a couple of months now. And I was looking around, and I've had a lot of snacks at this point in my life from different places, and I have not seen this one before. So it's a beef flavored chips. Beef flavored chips. It sounds fantastic. I was gonna go for something else, but I was not sure if it was like I've had it before. So whenever I don't know if I've had it before, I just don't go with it. So bear with me on that. It looks like Cheetos, to be honest, but the bag smell is very much not what you'd expect. It's not beef. It's like a different kind of smell. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's pleasant. It kind of reminds me of a Cheeto, but with meat flavor instead. And it's actually fantastic. I will finish. I will eat more of this bag later. Real quick, before I continue with the vlog, guys, I packed up my tripod and everything and my phone, put it away. And as I'm packing up, one of the ladies at the mall, don't know her name, she gave me This lady at the mall, she just gave me, she talked, she's like, well, what are you doing here, blah, 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 what are you filming for? After I packed up, she was working there at one of the, you know, at a mall, they have those, like, those makeup, cologne, just random stands in the middle of the walkways, right? Well, this lady, she just came up to me, asked me whatever, and then I have a feel she didn't care deep down. I know she didn't, but she asked me all to give me this hashtag not sponsored. This is not something that I was gonna do for the video. I actually, part of me was like, nah, don't mention it, but it happened off camera. Whatever. Apparently, it's a moisturizer if you have dry skin. It's called Intro Stem. Not sponsored. Again, not sponsored. But shout out to that lady. She seemed very sweet. I think she was French, or she had a heavy accent, and I think she had a very French accent. It was I can't replicate the accent on right now at the moment. I have to like think about it for a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, that happened. You know what? For the camera, for the vlog. I don't know why I'm doing this now. I'm gonna regret this for the camera, but you know what? I'm gonna regret this. Is what it is. Opening it now. I guess lotion review or skincare review or moisturizer review. Sorry, for your skin. She's like for your face. I don't know if she was trying to tell me that I had dry skin, but is what it is. It just smells like. Yeah, that smells like acne remover. You know, acne creams. Yeah, this smells like acne creams. But apparently, it's a moisturizer. I mean, it smells fine. There's no stinging, there's no burning, there's no chemicals that I can feel. Like, man, I don't have sensitive skin, but, you know, hey, I guess shout out to that lady. Random, I know. Anyway, back in my room where I make all of my editing and all of my streaming and everything. So, how fitting to continue the vlog in my room. I did not find a place. I drove around for a bit. I wanted to find a place to park and get good lighting. Remember, it's wintertime, it's New York, and places that I would have considered sitting down to, you know, eat or have a snack or whatever, sit down and talk to you guys, was not lit very well, and I was not going to just do that at this time of night. I drove for like 20, 30-ish minutes in my area, and I was like, you know what, nah, it's fine. So instead, I decided to just get some food, and in my head, I'm like, what food should I get, guys? What food for the vlog should I get for me? Is my last day being in my 20s, and I was like, do I get ramen? Do I get some sort of pizza or pasta? Or what do I get for like dinner? Of course, I'm gonna spend time with my brothers, brothers, both of them, a family. Spend time with everybody. Well, you know, off camera, obviously. I don't know what I'm gonna be eating or dessert or whatever today. Going for a walk. I don't know. That the family stuff will not get vlogged. So, but for you guys, for me, personally, for the camera, for you, and content creation in general, what's my last meal? Well, effectively my last dinner at 29, and I couldn't decide. I was thinking McDonald's and like the Big Mac, and I was thinking about like, well, I do love McDonald's, I do love Burger King, I do enjoy the Big Mac, right? And it's iconic, the Big Mac. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna do this, I might as well just get what objectively is a better burger. So I got Five Guys instead. I got myself a large fry and a double bacon cheeseburger with lettuce, onions, extra pickles, and ketchup. And what better way to have my Five Guys burgers and fries with other than a root beer, my favorite soda of all. Sadly, the store did not have Barks root beer, and I just saw A&W. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but it's going to be somewhere. I would just spent the last like 10 minutes looking for footage to put into like a montage. There was going to be a montage in this vlog of like just. I was going to delete the audio from some videos. I was going to look through Sorry, excuse me. I was looking through my files, my phone, and videos that I took that never saw the light of day. You know, since I'm hanging out with friends or I'm in the car talking about my day, whatever it is. And I just was just going through it, just going through, finding some videos. And it hit me in a way of a lot has happened in the last 10 years. And it's one of those things that I guess I just never thought about it, right? I've been just so focused on like my goals, things I have to do, things that I'm doing, right? The things I want to achieve, places I want to be, or where I want to go, and you know, all the things that happened. And I found some stuff during the days of, well, in 20 back in 2018, the kidney failure, and during dialysis, right? Those years I was on dialysis, and I found some footage of me, and it got me thinking. Like, I've gone through so much negative things. I've gone through. I've gone through a lot, guys. I've been through a lot. Whether it be with relationships, with people, with bad people in my life that I don't speak to, or you know, physical health, me almost dying. Right. I've gone through some fair share of negative experiences, and I was just going through the videos, and I'm like, I remember this time, I remember this, and I don't remember this conversation, or I don't remember that place. And it hit me like, right, like people, you forget the pain that you went through. You don't forget, you don't forget the pain, but you like forget the pain, if that makes any sense. And I was just going through seeing the photos of me. I saw a photo of me when I was in the hospital bed. I saw a photo of me, which will never see the light of day. I took some photos of myself and videos of for me. My family hasn't even seen some of these videos that I took of myself that I was looking at, and I'm like, wow, that a lot has happened to me. You know, good things too, right? My life hasn't been all terrible, but it really did just hit me just now as I'm trying to make this vlog for you guys. It just hit me just now today that I've gone through a lot of negative experiences, and I'm still going. I'm still moving forward, which I think is a lesson for everybody. It's like, no matter how dark the tunnel is, there has to be an opening on the other side, right? Like, there has to be an opening. There has to be a light, if you will. There has to be. The way out of a tunnel is through. I know technically you can't just turn back around and go, but you can't get younger. Yeah, you can't get younger, so it's like the only way through life is to go through the tunnel of life. Yeah, I just had to put that in. At this point, I might not do a montage then, because goddamn, it was just like, I don't know. We'll see how we'll see we'll see how this fits in. We've reached a point in the video now where we can talk about the whys and the content, the meat of the video, the meat of this vlog, if you will. So, 10 years is a long time, guys. 10 years is a long time for anybody. 10 years is a long time. You ask someone who's 10 years old, and 10 years is their entire life. And then you ask someone who's 60 about any sort of 10 years question of like 40, when you were 40, when you were 30, when you were 50, insert question here, right? People will have answers for you that shape their lives, their what they've done, right? Their experiences, what they've achieved, their failures, what they were proud of, what they were ashamed of, right? And as you get older, you build up more of those moments. This video, I wanted to talk about my 20s, because it was more for me than it is for you. I've never really given my 20s much thought. I've been the kind of person to do things, to go out and I try to achieve goals, to try to get things done, and making myself be retrospective, or making myself think about what I've accomplished, or things that I want to do, things that I see myself doing is is a interesting exercise because I have not really done that so much. I've thought about things that I've done. I've thought about my actions. I've thought about the mistakes I've made, or I've thought about the achievements that I've things I've achieved. Right? I've had these thoughts, but never like over the course of the decade, if you will. So at this point in time, I will let you in on the reason as to why the intro of this video is the way it is. The intro of this video is because when I was 20 years old, I worked at this place called Brookstone. At the mall that I just filmed at earlier today, I shot that shot right nearby where I used to work. The Brookstone no longer exists. They went bankrupt a couple years ago and they fell through. Last I heard, they no longer exist. There's a different store there, so I didn't get any footage of it. But I started the video in a place where I kind of started my 20s, if you will. And tomorrow, when I turn 30, which I guess I don't know if it's gonna be the half of this video, or I'm not sure where this is going to line up in the video, but for the ending half of the video, if we can assume halves of the video, it's hard to assume how much of each bit of footage is going to be, but for the ending half, I'm going to be 30, and tomorrow I have 3 photos, or technically the photo shoot lined up for myself. I'm filming 3 outfits with 3 different facial hairstyles at in 3 different places. And the video is going to end in a way with me doing photos representing different facial hairstyles, because I've had different facial hair over the years. If you've watched any of my videos, then you'll notice that around this time of year, of November, I grow a beard out. Every year since 2009, roughly, I have been doing No Shave November. It's to spread awareness for men's mental and physical health. As men get older, they're less likely to go see a doctor, less likely to see a therapist, less likely to, take care of themselves, to get the colonoscopy, to get checked out in general. I, for one, me personally, when I first found out about that, I'm like, oh, might as well, I'll do that. But as I've gotten older, in my 20s, I've come to go through my own health issues, right? A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with kidney failure, and I almost died on the table. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was already healthy, that I worked out, the damage that was done to me, the doctors even said, like, the only reason why your heart is in pristine health is because you've been an athlete your whole life. That's what they said to me. So even now to this day, I grow the beard out in November because it's like, hey guys, men of the world, get checked out, get screened. And that's why I grow the beard out. So tomorrow, on my 30th birthday, one of the first photos I'm taking is with a beard. I have a different outfit to the side, so you'll see that tomorrow. And I'm going to film me lining it up. I'm going to tell you, I'm telling you now what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to line it up, take the photo, talk about something, you'll see. And then I'm going to get changed again. And then do some photos with that. Go back, shave to a goatee, and then take the photos in the goatee. And then I'm going to go clean shaven and then take the last photo as 30. And that's what's happening tomorrow. So before we get to that, before we get to tomorrow, the video cuts to that, I wanted to talk about my accomplishments, things that I've done in my 20s. I wanted to just talk about what I've achieved, what I wish I did, what just in general, talk about these last 10 years. Education. I have an associate degree from Suffolk County Community College. I have my double bachelor's in history / 7 through 12 secondary ed, social studies education from Queens College. And in my time in these 2 schools, I was more focused on academia than anything else. One of the things that I don't really regret not doing this. I wouldn't call it a regret, but it's one of the things that looking back, I did have time to some degree to do more. Even though I was commuting, I was still very busy. But at Queens College, not that I avoided people, but I did not make any efforts to make friends. I effectively made one friend, and we don't really talk anymore. I don't want to say her name just in case she wants privacy in that matter. But I've made one friend at Queens College. Now looking back at that, I personally, I could have tried to go out more. Could have tried to make the effort. Could have tried, maybe joined a club or two. I did no clubs, no sports. And to this day, I kind of regret not doing sports. I had kidney failure at the age of 23. And there was no way I can make dialysis treatments and have a full roster of classes and do sports. That was just not possible. Then lastly, I have my master's degree in political science, public policy from Stony Brook University. Now, I made a few friends at Stony Brook, none in whom that I talk to daily, but I did make a few acquaintances and friends that I look forward to talking to at a later date. Now, do I see myself going for further education? Yes. I do plan on getting more degrees going forward, but it's cool to see that I did achieve those goals. I achieved academia goals, that those 3 degrees I achieved, I have, and now I can be a teacher full time. Out my life outside of YouTube and outside of streaming. Jobs. I I don't really want to talk about jobs that much for the vlog because, well, so I'll start from the beginning. The first job I ever had was before I was 20, so we can skip that one. The second job I had, I worked at this place that is right now bankrupt, and it was, think of it as, I'll say this without giving too much away. I worked at a place that had go-karts. I don't want to say the name of the place because they shut down, and it's a whole other thing, and I don't want to give them any publicity, any sort of acknowledgement in case they rebrand or whatever. It's just if this vlog blows up or if my channel grows, I don't need anybody being like to go to this place, because the people there were, the management were not good people, and I can say that without shut up. They were not good people there, the management. That being said, I worked at a go-kart place, and it was a lot of fun. It was the best few summers that I ever had in terms of working in the summertime. I have vivid memories, fond memories of me working that track. The job was great. The people there were not. And my apologies. I as I'm recording this, I'm not gonna go back and redo the whole thing because I'm running out of time. It's 9:15 right now. But sorry, the second job I ever had, I worked at Brookstone in the mall, which also I worked at before I was in my 20s. I believe I was 19 exactly when I had that job. At the very least, I turned 20 that same time. Because I had, it was a seasonal job. So I worked there for like what, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and then I was let go. Now we fast forward for work, and I got my first student teaching job. Well, it was for school, not really a job. I was not paid, but I started student teaching in 2019, and I finished student teaching in 2020, and then I've been a substitute teacher, hoping and waiting for a full-time social studies teaching job since 2020, and that's been the entirety of my working career. Competitions and streaming. So I'm going to put this into one segment because I've been streaming for 6 years. I can do that very quickly in terms of explaining the past 6 years, but my competitions, I can talk about that very briefly. So I've been competing in card games since high school, but I only in 2015-ish did I ever really start trying to compete at a higher level. And I've been playing games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Cardfight Vanguard, Luck and Logic, competitively. Luck and Logic no longer exists, but that's a whole other conversation. But I've been competing in a game called Cardfight Vanguard for almost 10 years now, and I have won many locals. I have topped several events. I have won cash prize money at some of these events. That you pay to go to these events, and you can top for cash and get you can top in top 8, top 4 in some cases, whatever. You can top at these events and win money. And I've topped, and I've won. Sorry, I've topped. Oh my god. And I've topped 3 events. over the past decade, which is, in terms of competing, that's better than what a lot of people that I know can say. It's not a lot, but 3 is, it's cool. And for regionals, the highest I ever got was, I believe I got 12th place one time. I got 24th place out of like 500 another time. And I think those were my 2 highest placements I ever got for regionals, and the rest are doesn't matter. And but locals I've topped plenty of times, and I've topped made, I have no idea how much money in terms of like credit from the store, not actual physical money, but credit that you can use at the store. And so that I have no idea how much I've made from that. And so that's been pretty cool. And all of my close friends that I speak to now, we regularly, we're all competitive, we're all gamers, and that's where I'm going to segue into streaming. I've been streaming now for 6 years, since 2018, and it's the same year that I almost died from kidney failure. It's how I'll never forget when I started streaming, because after I got out of the hospital, I'm like, I'm going back to school. My life doesn't stop. I have goals, I have dreams, I have aspirations, things I need to do. I want to be a voice actor. I want to model something. I want to model clothes and stuff. I want to be an actor in a movie, right? I want to do commercials. I want things I want to do. And so streaming, it was one of those things where I wanted to stream, and I just said, no matter what, I got to make it happen. In 2018, when that all happened, I was like, nothing's stopping me. I'm still going to school. I'm still pursuing my job. I'm still pursuing my goals. But now I'm at a point where I'm not going to let anybody stop me from pursuing anything. If I want to do it, I'm going to try my very best, however and wherever I can. And so I've been streaming for 6 years. I have made, I don't know how many YouTube videos at this point, some of which are no longer on my channel, but that's a whole other conversation. And, I've been streaming for so long, and it's been a one hell of a ride. I've met good friends along the way. I've made content with friends, and I've collabed with people, some of whom I've streamed and made content with. Corrupted Ishii, my friend Clouds of the Cosmos, or Dottie. I've made content with Can You Keep Up, with Midnight, Sax Machine. All these people, and a few others. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the names, but I've made content with these people, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it, and I look forward to working with them in the future. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching the video this far in. And I know that not everyone makes videos this long, and not everybody makes vlogs this slow paced without sound effects and everything, but this is just more my style, more my speed. I like making content that is something that I would watch. The content that I make is content that I myself would watch. And as of right now, I just gotta say thank you for watching if you made it this far. See you in the morning, and yeah, I'll be 30 and gotta take some photos. This should be interesting. Oh, right. So I got dressed in the fit for the first photo. I decided to go with this black hoodie, the Love It, Kill It, and Rich Piana, 5% nutrition. This is like my favorite. This is one of my favorite black hoodies, and I thought it would be paired up with the flannel for the beard, and for the 5% part. The mantra of that, like the 5%ers, that mentality has been a part of me since. My God, since like 2013, since like 2014, that time frame. Shout out to Rich Piana, rest in peace to GOAT. He's actually part of the reason why I'll on stream go, good morning. He's actually the reason why I do that. If you know, you know. Anyway, so let's get this beard lined up and trimmed a little bit. Actually, the trimming is not needed. Yeah. I'm looking at the mirror, but you guys are looking at me. And I oftentimes wear this for my hair. I used to have very long hair, and even when my hair is kind of short like this, I got used to wearing this when I shave, because it's just like, it's long enough that it's in my eyes. So like, I out of habit, I just do this, and I have no problems. So Please pardon the band. I don't know what this is called. It's not a bandana, but like it's a headpiece. I don't know, whatever it's called. But yes, so let's just line this up. And that is it. I don't have to shave this part right here. So yeah, we're just going to comb and line it up. So this is what I'll be using. I oftentimes, whenever I line up the beard, I just use a soap, right? The Chiseled Face is a great product, great company. Hashtag not sponsored. I've been using their products for years. And Criminal aftershave just for my cheeks, and I line it up with a disposable blade straight razor. I'll be using my my last Dorco blade. Dorco, I have a lot of blades. I just don't really have a preference. The only preference I have really are the Persona blades. All right, let's get this first part of the shave started. So first things I always do, rings off, and then let's get some hot water going. Just get the hot water right on the cheeks. Yeah, that was very hot water. And then I just get a little bit of the soap. I'm running out of Chiseled Face, their soap, so maybe they'll sponsor me. No, they won't. It's fine. Just get a little bit of that. I use like less than a dime's worth. And I have more than enough just to get this wet, just to get the beard. Just to get it like silky slick, right? You don't need to have a full-on foam to line up your facial hair. You don't. You just got to feel that slickness, and this is very slick. It's more than just wet. If you want to see what I mean, just like you get a little bit, right? Just a little, and then just put it right there. Yeah, you don't have to even get like that much lathered up on your cheek. Just watch. And then we're going to get rid of the old blade. It's been here. Remember, when you're using disposable blades like this, always get a blade bank. Always get a blade bank. This is old, so I've got a lot of blades in there. But be careful, guys. Be careful. These blades are very, very sharp. All you gotta do is take the blade, and then what you do is just take it and then go snap it in half. You could buy them pre-snapped or pre-broken, but that costs a little extra money. You can just take 2 seconds and break it yourself. All right, just watch this. Get our half blade in there. And again, be very careful. This will slice your finger up easily. One wrong move and you have no finger. This is very sharp. All right. Get under the hot water. Then take off the glasses. So all I gotta do is this, just right there. See how it's not like resisting at all? Not at all. Yep. See how it's so slick? Yo, honestly, Chiseled Face, the company, make great products. I had like no foam on my cheek left, and it was still slick, just for the little bit of hairs on the cheek. So that's how you know. If there's no foam and it's slick, that's a really good product right there. All right, one pass, that's taken care of. But just because it's for a photo, let's be extra careful. We're gonna hold the beard down and then go against the grain. I don't know if you heard the feedback, but that's good now. Now we do the other side. Slick. I know it's like you'll see shave reviewers on YouTube and they have foamed up faces and they go for facial hair and everything. It's like, for the cheeks, you don't need that. You don't need all that foam. You don't need to waste product. I get it. If you're a reviewer, right? If you're making a channel and like your whole thing is the review of the product, that makes sense. But I'm just showing you what I do. You know, I don't need to use all of that product just to get foam for my cheeks and then line it up to waste. That's why it's lasted so long. I've had this bottle for, I think, 4 years now. This soap, it's been wonderful. I've only ever used it to line up my beard or like as a quick fix for any facial hair lather, right? 4 years and it's still going. All right, I am lined up, and don't forget, guys, my face, for some reason, I know some guys are different, I have to use aftershave every time I shave. Every time. Otherwise, I break out like a maniac. It's gross. It's just broken out everywhere. Razor burn, if you're one of the lucky few that don't use aftershave and your face is fine, I envy you a little bit. All right, and just because I need a little bit of the aftershave Cremo. By the way, this stuff is great. It's cheap, it works. By cheap, I mean inexpensive. All you need is this much. And just get it right there. It's fine if it gets in the beard, it's not a big deal. And then other side. There we go, and that is the final look of the beard. I have hairs that grow all the way up here and all the way up here on both sides. So getting rid of all of that facial hair for a photo of me sitting down with coffee or whatever, it looks better that way. And I don't need to trim anything else. Nope, we're good. Photo time. So we're outside right now, and the lighting, the weather, the photos that I had in mind to be outside don't really work in my head, it worked best, but then in practice, sometimes things don't work exactly the way you think. You know, pen, paper in your mind and editing, it's a whole, animal, especially when you're outside. So that's why a lot of photo shoots happen on location with a set, right? You have a set, you can control every variable. I'm outside. The sun and everything, the shade, and we don't have a set, so I'm probably gonna change the goatee photo, but right now we're just demoing the shot. So if you guys want to see the shot in particular, this is the shot probably for the goatee, me in a suit. Shout out to my mom. She thought it'd be cute to throw on these little things down there. Anyway, so everything's going smoothly. Everything's going as planned, as timed. Just gotta change some things. It is what it is. Things happen, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm outside right now. I had to get some test footage. Oh, sorry. I'm outside right now. I had to get some test footage of angles and stuff of the shot that I'm about to take for the goatee photo, and I've been doing all the tests in the different outfits. I basically have only done now solidified the bearded shot. That photo's done. I did that pose in all the outfits except the suit. So sorry, I did that pose in the flannel and the casual, my streamer wear. Sorry, there's dogs everywhere and birds are chirping. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm outside. So I just wanted to show you guys for the vlog the shot that it's gonna be. So this is the shot. That's where I'm going to be sitting for the goatee photo, and then I'm going to redo it all for the other shots. I'm sorry for the audio. This has got to be in the vlog. I'm outside, guys. I apologize for the lack of, well, quality of sound. Okay, guys, I just took every photo and every position and angle for the beard. So there's 4 photos I've taken. 3 are going to be used in terms of like for the shot, right? So yes, this is back on my head. I'm gonna shave in a second. So the one is me with a beard and flannel as it stands right now. Second photo is me clean shaven in my streamer clothes that I wear. And then the third photo is me in a goatee. for in a suit. So I shot the beard photos in all the outfits, including a bonus shot that my mom was like, try this as well, try here, and I did, and it looks great. So I'm gonna do all of them in that shot as well. That won't go online. That's more for me and my family, but like it's the front yard and stuff. So shout out to my mom. And so now I'm basically gonna shave this beard. It's been a long time coming. I've been growing this out for since October, like mid-October of this year. So not 90 days, just under of 90 days of no shave. But no, wait, no, this is about 90 days. Yeah, this is 90 days no shaving. Yeah. Yo, we've officially passed the 90 days mark because it's the this is 90 days no shaving. Roughly, I don't know the exact day. So finally, I get to knock it down. I grew it out for this vlog to show me in the 3 stages for my at 30, how I look at 30. It's crazy to say that out loud. But now I have the shot, and I have the beard, and I have the looks. Time to do the goatee look. To knock down the beard, I will be trimming it down with my Remington clippers, and then I will shave it down. I have my good old trusty Rockwell. This thing is fantastic. And I have this is a synthetic brush in my scuttle that is scalding hot water. And for the shaving cream, so I'm going to be using the Brute Aftershave. I'm going to finish this bottle today. And I have the Proraso pre-shave. This stuff is fantastic for pre-shave. And remember, earlier today, I used Chiseled Face, the soap. This is the actual shaving soap that they make. This is Summer Storm. If you have not smelled this, or if you have not tried it, I 10 out of 10 would recommend. This is not my favorite shaving cream. I'm saving my favorite stuff for the final shave where I go clean shaven, where I'm shaving the goatee. All right, time to knock this bad boy down. I gotta be careful though, so I'm gonna start right here. I will fix the sideburns and whatnot. So we're going to start right here, where I usually aim for right there of like the ear meets the sideburn. You can always start low, and then you can work your way up if you really want to. So, side note, traditionally, I would use a straight razor to knock down the beard. I'm doing a photo shoot today, though, of myself in all these outfits. I refuse to cut myself. I refuse. But just for the record, and I have friends that can prove it, that I've shown me do it, I would usually knock this whole thing down with a straight razor. Not today. What I always do with the goatee, I take the mustache and I follow it down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave some space, because I like to leave space for any sort of wiggle room of the facial hair, right? So we're going to just take right here, if I split it, and go straight down. Like right there, it's not straight, so I have to even that out. We're going to push this to the side. And go up. All right. Let's clean this up and then get to the shave, shall we? No, let's look at the face, shall we? Let's get some hot water. Get some hot water. I like to take the brush that's scalding hot, and then just take that. Very nice. just take a little bit of pre-shave. You don't need much pre-shave. Side note. You don't need much. What I like to do is I have a lot of hot water in here and in the little bowl itself. I just try to leave whatever remains in it. Put that down. And we're going to pour out most of the water that I have in here. Since we're doing mostly a full shave, we're going to be using a full amount. Like that much. If you want a more like, if you want a fuller lather, like more foam and more, you can always add a little bit more soap. Me, I'm going to be shaving again in like an hour after I'm done with all the photos. So, right in the bowl. Look at that. I know some guys on social media and some guys in private practice, they will do this for like 15 minutes until the foam itself gets to be super thick. I mean like foam from a can thick. Personally, I'll show you what I do. I get it so it gets about just about here. Now the brush is fully foamed up, right? Right on the face. That's what I do personally. It's like a face lather in a way, without just doing a face lather. Wonderful. And if anything falls, that's fine. Right. Don't forget to clean up your mess, by the way. If you shave, any guys who shave their face, you guys know, mess is inevitable. Just shave. Just clean up. All right. Got acne right here. I gotta be careful with that. Gotta be careful with the acne. Oh yeah, and for the record, this is the Rockwell on the 4 plate, as you can see, plate number 4. Maybe you can, but plate number 4. And I have a fresh Durco blade in here, just for anyone wondering. All right, first pass is done. Extra. That's an extra. First pass is done for the cheeks. Let's lather back up. If you guys want recommendations for good shave reviewers and product reviewers, Sinatra Lennon, Ken Surfs, those two guys. I basically watch those two guys whenever they do reviews. So shout out to those two guys. Ken Surfs is a really good YouTuber who has a lot of reviews on shaving products. He's got so much stuff. So if you really want someone who's like been shaving for years, and he knows a lot of products, has a lot of products, and uses those products, Ken Surfs. Sinatra Lennon, he's good. He's just as good. He's a different kind of reviewer. You don't need much in the second pass, though. Yeah, the acne. I was trying to be so careful with that, but I will handle it. That is more than good enough of a shave for now. And last but not least, and the reason why I chose this aftershave to use for this video is because my abuelo, who passed away when I was 2 years old, my mother's father, he's the person in my family that I've been told I not only resemble, but I'm a lot alike. So in his memory, I use Brut aftershave every now and then. And like I said, finishing the bottle. I have another one for another time, but look at that, smooth as can be goatee, looking nice. But yes, shout out to my family, my abuelo, rest in peace. And in his memory, I use Brut. Let's take more photos and redo everything I just did, but with the goatee instead. I just took all the photos in the suit, and as it stands right now, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to shave off the goatee and go clean shaven to take the last set of photos for the day. And it's been a long day. I've been changing different outfits. I've been doing this since 11 a.m. It is 3:41. Yeah, it's been a long day. Well, regardless, time to go shave this goatee off and just to get clean shaven. And we're back in the bathroom to shave one last time for the final photos. And it's been a long day. It's been a very long day. Having to change, try different positions, different angles, different lighting, I see why modeling takes a team of people on a set, where you'll hear stories of models, actors, they will be at set for like 9 hours straight, 10 hours straight, right? Makeup, 3 hours in makeup, 4 hours in makeup, 10 hours in makeup for the sci-fi makeup and stuff. Doing it all yourself. Well, my mom helped me. Shout out to my mom for when I had to change the camera on my phone and do things. I had my mom help, so that way I can stay seated and not have to get up every few seconds. Even though like 90% of it was me by myself, that 10% my mom helped, and that 10% helped a lot actually. So I'm clean shaven most of the year, and what better way to have the last photo, right? And I can't grow a beard in reverse, right, in one day. So we end the shaving and everything with being clean shaven to do the photos now. And it'll be my face, my face with a hat on for the photos. My streamer outfit, not this one, not this hoodie, my black hoodie. I'll be wearing that one for the photos. And I had the thought, I said I think 3 times in the video or in the vlog earlier before, check Instagram, right? And I'm going to probably post it on Instagram, but why not just post it here on YouTube? Why not just post it on YouTube? I don't need to be on Instagram. I don't need to post it there. I never post on Instagram. I never do that. So I think what I should do is post on Instagram and YouTube. So when this goes live, hopefully today, the 30th, I have to do all the editing. I got a lot of editing to do. I will have to double check and try my very best to get this done. That being said, let's get started on the final shave. I'm excited. I'm gonna use my favorite products today. So this goatee is gonna get knocked down by my favorite stuff. Let's do it. All right, and this is my favorite way to shave, my favorite lineup. So I will be using this to knock down the goatee, and I'll be using this to clean up everything. This is the Proraso Green line. It's my favorite product line for shaving. I've tried quite a few, and by the way it smells, by the way it lathers up, you just can't beat. I've yet to have a product. I've yet to try a product that smelled better than this, that had the same, if or better, quality of the products, and I only have the one Scuttle. I don't need another one. This works perfectly fine. It's cheap. This is good. You don't need the expensive ones. I don't use them. And still, number 4, the plate. See if I can get that for you guys. See, look at that. Plate, number 4. All right, time for the final shave for the vlog. I know it's been a long video. I'm almost done with the vlog. We're almost there, guys. And I'm excited. I got the scalding hot water in here. Brushing that right. So what I like to do, I do not have a, so shout out to Ken Surfs. Shout out to Ken Surfs. He has a crystal skull, like that, like a candle holder crystal skull. And he uses that, he puts the hot water in, and then he puts his brush in it. And, you know, as he's talking and whatnot. Oh, and I forgot to mention this one more. GeoFatBoy from ShaveNation.com. Those 3 gentlemen. So, Ken Surfs, ShaveNation.com, GeoFatBoy, and Sinatra Lennon. Those 3 are the main 3 YouTubers that the shave channels that I watch. So, they're all very much honest with their reviews. They're very honest. And I appreciate that. All right, so let's get this nice and hot right in. I'm not gonna buy a little cup for the brush, so what I do is I just put the hot water at a lower point. That way it just soaks it up. All right, let's get the face nice and wet. But yeah, if you've never used Proraso pre-shave, just it smells so good. Menthol and eucalyptus. Eucalyptus smells so good. Menthol, it smells so good. Put it together, you get a divine smell. I really recommend this. They're not paying me to say that. This is not a sponsored stream. This is, again, not sponsored. I just genuinely love this product, Proraso pre-shave. I have pretty good goatee growth. This is all you need. Watch. So you take that much. Boom. And there's still plenty left over. Look at that. There's still plenty in my fingers. That little bit was all I needed for my whole goatee. All right. So now we just, while being careful, get as much, let it just drip, pour the rest out. And because I'm only shaving the goatee, I'm not doing a full shave of my face. I don't need much. So I'm actually gonna put it on the brush. I'm gonna empty the brush out into the bowl, just so you guys can see how much I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna put like that much. You don't need more. That's actually maybe a little too much, but you know what? We're rocking. It's fine. It's all you need. For a goatee, that's all you need. All right. And yes, the scuttle is very hot. The sink has very hot water. Seconds. That's all it took. Look at that. It smells so, guys. I'm, again, not sponsored. Hey, Proraso, maybe sponsor me. No. I don't think they do sponsorships, honestly. Actually, wait a minute. I did reach out to Proraso a couple years back. I did twice, I think. I know I reached out to them at least once. I think twice, where I said, "Hey, I'm trying to make content." You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like you shoot for the moon. You know, you shoot high, you shoot for the stars. And it's like if they say yes, yes. If they say no, say no. And I got I believe they said Proraso that it's not part of their marketing strategy to work with, or to collab with, or to work with creators at this time. So that was the most polite way to say no. That was the most polite way that they could have said no. We aren't working with content creators at this time. So it is what it is. Just get it all in there. Hmm. Perfect. Look at that. It was seconds, and it's so thick. All right. So I'll use this just to do a quick little cleanup, and then I'll use the Rockwell for the final finish. I made the mistake a couple of years back when I had this crazy idea of not being a shaving product reviewer, but I had this crazy idea of like just reviewing products every now and then, right? And I just, for some reason, thought, why not just do it? So I filmed some things, and I was talking while I was shaving, and I had like a bunch of weepers, like a bunch, no like gashes or cuts that were bad for camera, but there was just it was one of those things where it's like it reminds you, especially with something like this, gentlemen out there, no talking when shaving. Gentlemen, reminder, no talking. This is a very sharp blade. It's not a feather blade. It's not feather, but Dorco is pretty consistent. One of the things I will say that I do like about this straight razor is that it's because it's a bladed straight razor, it's small enough that I can get underneath the nose. I've seen some of the big ones, and there's just no way. Like, for example, that would be like if I tried to do this. There's just no way. This is I would I would definitely just be just slicing my face, definitely. So this is good. Wonderful. And that's the first pass with the straight razor. Now, gotta wash the face, and then I'll do the final close shave with this. Although, to be fair, technically, if I just touched up the chin with the straight razor, I'd be done. But when I go clean shaven, I like to be baby smooth, so I go against the grain with my Rockwell. All right, yeah. See, I gotta do little touch-ups. All right, let's refoam this bad boy up. And again, this smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. I wish you guys could smell this. But I will say this: if I ever did become famous, if I ever did blow up on social media, or not famous, but like relatively famous enough to do a meet and greet, because right now It's not even in the playing cards. I'm not thinking about that right now. But if I did ever do that, if I was clean shaven, you better believe that I'm probably going to use this aftershave. So there's that. There's a possibility. And don't forget, guys, use hot water. I know you can use cold water for shaving. And some guys, if you don't have access to hot water, let's say the power's out or whatever, it's fine. You can use cold water. It's not a big deal, but it does make the shaving just process a little easier. Once again, no talking. You can talk in the chat by yourselves, but like I'm not gonna speak. Wonderful. Baby smooth, baby smooth. I have a few weepers, so let me take this opportunity to teach you all, to show you all what I do when I have weepers. I wasn't hoping for this. No one wants weepers. They sting, but just to teach you guys what I do. All right. So there's two things. So first off, we're gonna do this first. We're gonna put on. I have a alum stick. Get it just a little wet, and it will sting. It will burn. If anyone says it doesn't sting, they're lying to you. Okay, so what this does, I'm sorry to say this. This is an alum stick. All it does is it helps with it tightens the skin and it closes the weepers. You'll feel it if you ever use an alum stick. If you touch it right after, like when it dries in your face, your skin feels like it's tight. So you wait like 10 seconds or so. So I'll take this time to start cleaning up a bit. So we start cleaning. This is what I do anyway. When I use an alum stick, I take this time to clean. So you just take cold water, clean the brush first. I do one of these. I just do this, my palm, and when I see no more soap, I know it's done. Alright. That's been more than 10 seconds. So, see how it's not dripping anywhere? Oh. See how it's not dripping anywhere? Open, closed. So you can use warm water, not hot water, just warm water. Just warm it up if you don't like irritate your face or whatever. And just rinse it off. Look at that, no weepers. So, but then there's this, then there's me. I have to use aftershave, I have to. So I do this, aftershave. I smell it right now, it smells so good. My favorite aftershave, guys. It smells fantastic. There we go. And then what I do after I shave, I take a little bit of Vaseline, just a little bit of Vaseline, and just go all over the face. And that is my final shave for the stream. All done. So let me clean up this and then go take those photos right now. It's been a long day at this point, and I have been running around getting clothes changing and trying to get the right lighting for the photos, and uh, everything was shot on my phone for the vlog, and everything was I had only a few hours of daylight. It's wintertime, right? It was one of the downsides of filming on my birthday. I wanted to get all the footage done on the actual day, to get the 3 photos done on the day, right? And not I wasn't born in the summer. I was born in December, so the sun was only going to be out for a little bit, and the shadows kept changing, and it was interesting to try to do this without a proper set. I did not. I don't own a fancy camera. You know what I'm saying? So the vlog itself is this has been a long process, a long vlog, and it's honestly it's a labor of love. Honestly, I it's one of those things where I don't have a set vision for the vlog itself. I had an idea. I wrote it down. So I not that I didn't have a vision. I wrote down on paper, well, on my notepad on my phone. I wrote down like intro. I wrote down the shaving. I wrote down the outfits and and everything, and show like where I'll be seated, and food review. So I had an idea. There was so many moving parts. I wanted to see if I can get a sit down talk with a few of my friends, and then but then I realized only one of my friends has known me for the entirety of my 20s that I still talk to this day. So my oldest friend. So back in my first degree, my associate degree at Suffolk County Community College, I've met an interesting bunch of people that the core of which I'm still friends with to this day, and they're some of my closest friends that I have, and one of them is my friend Mike, and he's known me from the age of like turning 20 to this day, right? He's not family, right? He's not blood related. He's my best friend. So I wanted to get him for a little bit and to talk about whatever came to mind. So let's go to that right now, actually. And here we are, guys. We have my best friend here, Mike, with me. This guy's known me since since Suffolk County Community College, my associate degree. We met in volleyball class. Well, so technically, I knew of you outside of volleyball, but we officially I got to know you because of volleyball. And it's been years,
Hello,
decade.
I'm Mike. You've probably seen me in some of the vlogs and stuff. I was also, if you've seen them, you probably know how I like my coffee. Yeah, and we met in volleyball officially, but we were always in the alcove together. Um, but yeah, and then we played volleyball. Something about changing the men's locker room just makes a bond with people, I guess. I've actually had that happen with more than one friend, which is crazy enough.
That's wild, dude. That's wild. Oh man. But yeah, 10 years. We've been friends since 2014. So 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be late 2014. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Because I graduated 2014. I started the.
Yeah.
The
The fall. Exactly. Yeah. We met because of that class that fall.
Yeah.
2014. So it's been 10 years, buddy, that we've known each other.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy how many people I've actually known for over that time period, and I think it's cool because card games have really I always tell people you should really get a hobby with friends, because you'll meet people that you'll talk to for years on end.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's I have friends whose siblings, they don't talk to their friends anymore because they have nothing in common because they don't do anything.
Exactly.
But we've done the same thing for over 10 years, and it's the hobby just hasn't died.
Yeah, and because so we all came from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and Pokemon, the same groups. It's just we were all in different places, and then we finally met and we just bonded over those hobbies. It's sure, there's a probability of you not meeting people that you might get close to through hobbies, but you will eventually because you have that hobby in common. You'll find somebody you like. You'll find someone. I don't know.
I have coworkers, same thing. They get kind of like down, and then they're like, oh, nothing to do it here. It's like, oh, do something, find something.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a lot of stuff where we are. Like,
Nope.
there's not really anything crazy in New York.
No.
But
We're not that far from Manhattan or the boroughs, but it's like it's still a drive.
it's not something you would go out there
Yeah,
every weekend
yeah.
for.
No. Yeah.
It's like most people kind of just game, and even gaming is good. Like you can find a lot of
Yeah.
friends that way. But in person stuff's also really good.
Yeah. It's been fun, dude. It's been good. It's crazy. So what are some things we've done together over the last 10 years? Let's keep it PG. Let's keep it. I'm kidding. Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh man. But let's see. So we went to college together. We've competed together.
We graduated together.
We graduated together.
Not everyone graduates together that they go to college.
Yeah.
Did you start in 2014 also, or were you there a while before?
No. So I transferred from another university because I graduated in 2013 for high school.
I knew you came from a different college, but did
Yeah.
you was that your first year at Suffolk, or was
That was my first year at Suffolk, yeah, dude. That was so
okay.
so I did a year at SUNY IT. Now it's called SUNY Polytech Institute of Technology, and we couldn't really fund me staying there basically, and because it was upstate and it was a lot of money, and so we're like, you know what, let's just get the associate degree out of the way and then change to a 4-year school because that saves a lot of money, like an absurd amount of money. And that's what we did. And so that first semester that I met you was actually that transfer semester that I went to that school. So if I never dude, if I never transferred, I would never have met you. I would have stayed at that school.
Dude,
My goodness.
Those type of one-off scenarios is crazy. Like I have one where if it wasn't so. You probably heard of the game Bakugan. I don't know if you ever really played it.
I never played it.
So the show was great. The game was great. And there was these tournaments that you did at Toys R Us, and there were like 5 of them. I couldn't go to the first 2. I didn't find out till like the third was happening. I went there, and that's where I met my friend Lorenzo, and we became really good friends. And he's how I met Cole, and that's how I met our friend Tyler at the time. And then as time went on, that's how we got into that's how I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh because we saw the Bonds Beyond Time movie. Then I got into Vanguard, and then me and Cole got into Vanguard, and then obviously I brought it to high school and then brought it to college. And it's crazy because if it wasn't for that one meeting, everything else wouldn't have gone down line, which I think is crazy. How those one moments, it's like a turning point, like a Marvel thing. Like if you didn't do that,
yeah.
it's like if Iron Man wasn't captured by the terrorists, he wouldn't have became Iron Man, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like it's decisions you make in life that compound over time. Like people wonder, how did I end up here? Why am I here in this position? How is this my life? And then you think back and go, well, I did this, and I met this person here, and we broke up here, and I went to, you can trace a lot of decisions throughout your life as to how you are, where you end up, and whatnot. Like, it's crazy how moments like that, if I'd never approached you, it was like, hey, you play card game. Like, dude, I remember seeing you, and I remember just seeing you in the alcove, and I'm like, okay, and I just walked up to you, and I was like, hey. Yeah, you look familiar.
Yeah.
Dude, what if I never did that?
I think we still would have probably met just through the game itself.
Probably, but it's like...
Because, I still played with Henry and Cameron at that time. So, as long as you talked to either one of them, probably would have associated somehow. But
probably, yeah.
Wouldn't have been we wouldn't have gotten that volleyball experience where we just wrecked everyone.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, it would have been very different. He's 6'4", by the way. So and I'm
6'3".
Hey! I gotta give you the extra inch, man.
When I wear really tall shoes, I'm 6'4".
Yeah, but yeah. Any thoughts or you want to say anything to the vlog about knowing me? Because you're the only person who's known me throughout the entire 20s that I still talk to. So it's I guess the question could be what's it been like knowing me? Not to sound conceited or anything, but technically you're the only person that can ask this question for. So it's like, what's it like getting to know me, or how have I been, or just for the vlog.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a weird question that I've never really.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, it's a
I gotta
weird
think
question.
about that.
Yeah, it's
That's an
very
interesting
weird.
question.
It is weird.
I would say one of the moments that stuck out with me. I don't know if this is really answering the question, but I'll just mention it anyways. It was there was it was a point when we were at First Choice, and I forget what we said, but it was something along the lines of like, uh, I think I was like, you said, I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly everything. But I remember something along the lines. I was like, oh, I was like, I love you, man, and you're like, you've been, you told me like, oh yeah, you're gonna, you were with me through, uh, certain period in your life. I don't know if you want me to kind of mention it, but it was like a certain period, and you're like, whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me. And I was like, then like, I was like, oh, that was like a nice thing because I was like, oh shit, I never had anyone like really say that. I guess so. I guess like that would be something that stuck out to me.
Yeah, I remember that
I don't know if
conversation.
that answered it,
No,
but
no.
like,
So that it's as good as any. So I won't disclose too much about
yeah, I didn't want to give.
no,
I
you're
know
good. You're
what you
good.
said. I didn't want to say too much.
The
Though.
vlog itself, I've talked about some things that I've gone through in my life, that my health and issues and everything that has happened to me, that me almost dying and everything, and that's a lot to go through, and to have somebody in your life that's there, that's present, that has been consistent and thoughtful, a friend that you can rely on in those darkest moments, whether it be relationships or family, whether it be for health or anything. Having somebody that's there for your darkest moments and then still be there on the light at the end, that's just something you can't just, nobody,
Not everyone
not
does.
everyone finds that, and not everybody has that, and not everyone deserves that, for even, because not some people are just bad people. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm glad that I had that moment, and I have found that in you. And so I remember that conversation, and I remember telling you, because in my head I'm like, dude, you're stuck with me, because it was like, because unless like you and I became bad people or something, and I just like didn't,
Yeah.
unless that happened, I don't know. But like in that moment especially, I'm like, I've known this guy for a few years now, and he's as good as they come. It seemingly so, you know what I mean, in terms of like friendships and everything. And so it's
I
like,
remember when you told me when you went in the hospital for the first time. I remember I went there. I forget. I think it was a Friday. I remember specifically it was Friday because we had a tournament after, and I remember I visited you, and then we I think I was there for like an hour or so.
yeah,
And then I
yeah,
remember as I left, I saw your parents. I was like, oh hi. I was like, he's doing okay.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I don't think Noelle was there, but I think
Not
it
yet,
was
not yet.
your parents and Josh.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It was good seeing you there.
yeah, that was the first time I ever really did that. Like in general, I guess. Like for someone, I never really go to the hospital too often, so I kind of I wung that or winged that,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Because like I was like, you're like, all right, where are you? You're here. I'm like, all right, let's go. I don't know if I actually asked you. I might have asked Noelle. I don't remember, to be honest. I might have. I could have asked you. It's only 50-50 with that. But I think all I know is I was like, all right. I went there. I'm like, I parked. I was like, I think I can park here. And I went inside. I was like, yo, where's this person? They're like, go here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I just started looking around. So, yeah.
That's dude, that was 7 years ago. I was 23 when that happened, and now I'm 30.
I was 21.
Dude, that's time flies, man.
It's your 32. This is like the big birthday.
Yeah, it is the big one. But it's weird because at the start, so at the beginning of the vlog, I mentioned that the same way when I was turning 20, I didn't really feel anything. Like, it wasn't like everyone was excited to be 20. Everyone was like, oh my God, I'm an adult. And I'm just like, I'm just existing. I'm just me. And the same way, it's like people are, not in the same way, a different way, but like in the same kind of vein. People in their 20s are afraid of turning 30. I've never thought like, oh my God, I'm 30 kind of thing. And now I'm 30, and it's like nothing. I've never felt that anxiety. I've never felt like that like pressure of 30. I guess maybe part of me has been so focused on my goals, focused on my career, focused on my degrees, focused on competing, that like my age has never like
Matter.
mattered
No,
to
I,
me.
I I get
Yeah.
that, and I think that's another cool thing, especially with like what we do with our hobbies and stuff, is that age generally doesn't matter.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
like, for example, it's like most people. There's like several birthdays that are actually like important when you're growing up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
13 because you're a teenager.
Yep.
You got 18 because you're a legal adult.
Yep.
You got 21 because you can drink. And keep in mind, this is just for America. It's like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Europe, it's like 13 and 21 are the same realistically.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but like, and then you got 25 where you can rent a car, which I feel like not a lot of people actually know that, but that's
Yeah.
technically a big one.
No, that is a
And
big
then
one. Yeah.
there's 30 when you're like, all right, you're not young anymore. You're like getting up there.
Mm,
And it's like I think what it is like probably people start going through like midlife crises, like early stage ones.
yeah.
They're like, oh shit,
35 is like 35 is like for guys especially. That's when you're like you by 35 you're expected to have your life together. Like if you turn
yeah,
35 and you're homeless or you don't have a job, or let's say you just don't have, you're still living with your parents at 35, given fair circumstances, right? You get left, if you were left off, if you lost your job, or if you dropped out of school, or you flunked out. Like things happen in people's lives, get sick. All circumstances aside, if you have no health problems and you grow up and you work at any job for 18 to 35 and you have no plan, you're not seeing anybody. There's just layers to it. There's steps to it.
yeah,
At
yeah.
35 for guys
You're
is
kind
like,
of you have to
yeah,
have generally
a
it's like
few
you want
things
to have it
lined up.
figured
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like that checks out for where 35 is like another big age. It's like I'm 35 and I got nothing to show for it. Well, for me, it's like I'm 30 and I've been just pursuing all of my goals, all of my passions. I have not stopped, and it's just been one
that's
very
why
chaotic ride.
that's why it's kind of cool. Like what we do is like a lot of people get in those midlife crisis because it's like effectively they're like, oh, I want to do when I was like, for example, like a 5-year-old buying a car that he had when he was 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, he's trying to relive that. But like for us, when we play our games, effectively we are just big children in a
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Like for me, whenever they make a new Pokemon game, I play the Pokemon games because I've grown up with that. I think it's the same logic. It's like, well, we play card games. It's not like we're gonna go through a midlife crisis for card games. It's like we're still playing the same game, even though formats
yeah.
are different. But
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
like, and again, this could be different for everyone. But like,
True,
I
true,
feel
true.
like when you do the things, especially you enjoy, especially things you're growing up. Like I feel like a lot with our generation now that our generation has like money to a degree. Those are the ones
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm gonna buy that $700 Pokemon thing because I'm an adult now,
dude,
and
that
it's
happens
like
all the time. Yeah,
I feel like our generation might be like one of the first generations that like might not have as bad as a midlife crisis as past ones because we'll just do what we like doing.
that's fair. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Yo, you see that chat in the YouTube and the everyone in the vlog, and yo, comment down below if you had your midlife crisis yet. You know what I mean? Let me know what age you had it.
They're like I had it at 21.
I turned 21 and I had to start. I started smoking and drinking, and now my youth ended. Oh
Yeah,
man, that's funny.
but yeah, that's the cool thing about it, and that's what's good. That's why like even though it's been 10 years, it doesn't really feel like super different, and that's why like you're saying like turning 30 almost doesn't phase you because it's like what's different now than it was 10 years ago. We're not in school anymore.
Yeah. Well, the only thing for
Like,
me, like I'm technically in. I mean, aside from the kidney
well,
failure,
you're technically in school,
yeah,
but like,
yeah. But the only thing for me is like I'm still in good health. I mean, relatively speaking, right? Because I had a transplant. All things aside, like I'm in pretty much peak health for my age. My brain's all there. My heart's fine, right? My health is together. I have my degrees. I have my careers. I'm streaming. I'm making videos. Like turning 30 didn't change me or my trajectory or like make me. I didn't wake up today and go,
You know what I'm like ah.
Back hurts.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know that wasn't
I
like
need a cane.
that was me like making fun, not making fun of. That was me like simulating like panic, like panic. Oh, I'm 30 kind of thing. That wasn't me like maybe make my body aches or anything. That was me like panicking. I don't panic, so that was my best. That was my best attempt at panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really one to panic, ever. So I'm sorry if that was weird for YouTube or anyone watching. That was my best attempt at panicking. I've been known to not crack under pressure. Like that was actually one of my things in bowling. I was the anchor on my team from the end of the freshman season because I was thrown into games and my coach kind of saw that like even though the game was like every point, every pin mattered, throwing me in the game, I didn't like waver in my ability didn't waver. Like I was one of the few people that like the stress didn't affect me. Like he just noticed that like either on the side games or in game where we're winning or losing, this guy just does not seem to be phased. My coach probably was like, he has got some learning to do, but he's not being phased. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between like needing to like be corrected and being phased by the pressure. I think he noticed that in me, and that's why from like the end of freshman year, I was like the anchor from freshman year to senior year. Like my sophomore year, I was just set anchor for the next 3 years. And but by the way, sorry, anchor in bowling is in a 5v5. You have your starter as the first slot, and typically your teams put their best bowler in the 5th slot, which is the anchor slot. Your best bowler faces your opponent's team's best bowler, and that's how most people do it. My coach took our best 2 bowlers and put them in the 1st and 5th slot, so that way the best bowler would face off against their like worst bowler. Not always the case, but you see what I'm saying. And so for me, I was arguably not the best bowler. We had a guy named Nick on my team who was better than the rest of us because this dude like lived in a bowling alley basically. Like this dude just bowled all the time. And so he was better than me, objectively speaking, but he was like a roller coaster. Some days he would like shoot really well, and some days he wouldn't. So on paper he was still better, but he was like this. I was like this. So that's why I was the anchor. And shout out to Nick. I haven't spoken your name in forever, dude. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, this dude was like a maniac in terms of like his mood and swings. But he was good, and I think my coach saw that, and that's why I don't think I've ever really panicked, really. You know, not to like the extent of like I think most people have panicked in their lives. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I just live life, and I just do my best. I try. That's all you can do, really, is try.
True. Got your ups, your downs, but it all evens out in the end.
Hopefully, that's the hope.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know how. I don't know how to end this segment of the vlog, but this has been.
Be your life's anchor.
What happened? Wait, what? Say that again.
Be the anchor in your own life.
Be the anchor in your own life. That's a good. You know what? Be the anchor in your own life. I like it. All right, Mike. Thank you for joining me for the vlog, and thank you for being there. The entirety of my 20s, dude. You're the only one. You're the only one. Because every friend that I have in my 20s that I've have come and gone, or ex-girlfriends or friends that I've met in school, I might talk to them every now and then, but no one's been there the entire time that I talk to regularly. You're the only one.
Yeah, and that's a special thing. Not a lot of people really have that. I'd actually argue that most people don't have that.
Yeah.
And if anything, we're like the minority.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So here's to, you know what, I'll end with this. I think I have an idea of how to segue into my conclusion. But I guess for me personally, here's to the end of the 20s with our friendship, and I'll be there for your 30th, for the entirety of your 20s. And I look forward to the next 10 years.
Me too.
All right. Love you, brother.
I love you too.
All right. Bye, man. Bye. So there you have it, guys. It's been a long, long day. I talked about myself. I talked about the jobs I've done. I've talked about quite a bit. But I'm going to get this on footage now, if I didn't already,
throughout the day. I think I did. I've been on this for 2 days now. I forgot exactly what I said for some parts of the video. So if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. My apologies for being this long. I've had this vision for almost 10 years. Not this long, but I've been thinking about this since my early 20s. Like turning 30, doing a photo shoot at 30, and the details of that, the details of, oh my god, my still poking out of my goodness. I don't have long hair, but like that little bit sticking out is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I've thought about over the years of me turning 30 and doing a photo shoot at 30. Why? I don't know. It was just something that I thought of back then, almost 10 years ago. And when the day finally comes, it's like, oh my god, time flew, right? So it's interesting to see it all come together, and I'm proud of the photos that I took, and I look forward to posting them. So just to recap, the beard, right? I wanted to get footage of me with a full beard, with me in a goatee, and clean shaven, because that's how I look throughout the year. Those are my 3 styles that I do every year. And to have those 3 looks on my birthday at 30 is to show you and to show myself and to keep for myself images of me at 30. So the beard is tied to No Shave November that I do every year. The goatee is tied to partially cultural. I'm Puerto Rican, but more importantly, I've wanted the goatee. This is going to be silly. A little bit of lore for you guys. But when I was 5 years old, the episode of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, The Lightyear Factor, I believe is the episode called, is where evil Buzz Lightyear makes his first appearance. And evil Buzz had a goatee. And at the age of 5, I don't know what it was. Seeing evil Buzz Lightyear. But I knew at the age of 5 I wanted to grow a goatee. And to this day, I love sporting the goatee. I really do. It's something that I do throughout the year or at the end of the year. Sometimes if I just don't shave for a few days, I'll shave the goatee and just rock it for a week and then go back to clean shaven. So it's something that I actively do, right? It's part of my rotation of my face. And so that's why the significance of the goatee is I photographed it today. And then the clean shaven look is how I look more often than not. The outfits of choice were very specific. Because it was bearded, goatee, and clean shaven, I wanted it to represent different sides of me. The clean shaven, this is what I wear every stream for the past few months. And this is probably what I'm going to wear for a while. There's no logos on me. There's nothing. Just my basic jewelry, rings or no rings, and my Batman hat. So this is what I wear for the streams. And because of that, it needed to be the clean shaven form of me, because that's how most of you know me. If I'm clean shaven throughout the year, this is how I'm going to look. And that's why I picked this as the clean shaven, the clean shaven photo. With the goatee, because the goatee is so part of me, and it's my favorite facial hairstyle. It's deep down, I think it's one of my better looks. I do prefer being clean shaven, but if I had to pick a close second, it's the goatee more than stubble. I know I do get told that the stubble, right, like the shadow and all, and the stubbly does look better to some people over the goatee. I just personally love the goatee more. And I'm a teacher. I'm a professional, so I wear shirts, ties, vests, suits every day for work. And I love wearing that stuff. I'm very comfortable in those shirts and ties and bow ties and shoes, and I'm very comfortable in that. So what better way to combine one of my favorite looks, culturally and personally, with one of my favorite outfits? My black suit with the red, dark red shirt, and a brand new silky, stripy black tie. Behind the bearded photo, I wanted a photo of me that was home, was festive, that was something that I can look back on and just know that, yeah, that's That's good because I don't usually, again, I'm only in a beard for a short part of the year. So what ties does that have to me? Well, it's usually I'm bearded during the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And what better way to tie it all together with the beard than to have flannel on, right? My beard and flannel. A better way to tie it all together than to have a beard and have flannel. And the Christmas tree is still up because it's December and we don't take it down till like the beginning of January. So I, festive, had the hat, got on the sofa, posed, and it's a good shot. I really do like it. It ties all together. So those are the 3 photos, guys. And I obviously, my mom wanted a bunch more, and I love my mom, and so she was like, "How about here and here?" And so I took other photos that will not be posted to social media. That's for the family. It's for me. It's from my mom, and anything from my mom. So yeah, that's the vlog, guys. It's been a long one. It's been a long video, and I look forward to editing this. It's going to be a long editing process, and if it means no video today for my birthday, it is what it is. I'm going to do my very best to get it edited and done as soon as possible. So whenever it goes live, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to me on Twitch. I'm slowly growing on both. I'm trying to grow my platform. I'm trying to make content. I'm climbing rank in Marvel Rivals, and I'm still high rank in Overwatch. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been loving this channel. I've been loving making this kind of content for you guys, and I look forward to continuing my passions. I'm still gonna look for auditions. I'm still going to look for voice acting gigs and still looking to collab with streamers, and I'm still gonna be doing all of this. So I guess to end the video here is I'm 30. It's my 20s were fun. I got a lot done. I got my degrees. I got my certificates. I built my business. I've been growing my platform. And I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. And I'm going to keep going for as long as I can. I hope I succeed. I hope I keep going. And so far it's been fun. Despite all the hardships and pain, it's been fun. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.